Back Shop Rats. Today we're going to talk about my approach to how I build a car. Let's watch the show intro. We'll see you in just about a few seconds. I'm Mike.
This is My Cars Shop.
One of the things that I absolutely love about Talk About It Tuesdays is there's always something to talk about. I was talking with my buddy Mark, who actually does the voiceover on the show intro. This is My Car Shop. That's my buddy Mark. You've seen him on the channel. Anyway, he and I were chatting back and forth last night a little bit, and one of the things he suggested was that I have not really talked about how I start building a high-performance car on the channel. And it's a good point. I don't think I've actually covered this topic. We've talked about a lot of stuff. So I thought it would be worth getting into that today. So how do I approach building a car? Well, a lot of times people will find an engine they like and they'll build that. Well, if you've ever watched that Duke Boys show, that's what they did. They built an engine and had it on a stand and then went out and found a car to put it in. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's not generally my approach. I tend to start from the other end and work my way forward. One of the things that I will do is decide exactly how fast a car do I want to build. What's its purpose? Am I building a drag car? Am I building a street car? Am I building a pro street car? Generally, I tend to build a car that is going to be a drag racer built for the street, somewhat like the Pro Street Dark GTS that you've seen on the channel, and of course, the famous Golden Mullet that I'm in the process of building right now. And I haven't actually done this for that car yet, and I'm kind of ahead of myself, but I kind of subconsciously already have an idea what I need for that car. So we'll use that car as an example. As you know, on the Golden Mullet, I have already spec'd out the engine and have pretty much determined where I'm going with that. And I kind of have an idea what I want the car to do. I'm really trying to build a car that's going to run in the 11 to 10 second in the quarter mile range. And that may be a bit optimistic, but you got to have goals. And usually the reality of your wallet balances out those goals. So I usually start by deciding exactly what RPM I want to go through the trap at. And I have formulas and I have spreadsheets and stuff. You can find all that stuff online. And I happen to have just written all my own stuff because that's what I like to do. And so I have this multiple page workbook in Excel that auto-populates when you punch in one number here. It fills these sheets and does all these cogitations, and it's kind of fun to play with. Well, anyway, that's not the point of this. But if I want to run, per se, a car that will maximum red line at about 7,000 RPM in the quarter mile, which I don't want that engine to rev more than that, and I know I'm going to run a 31-inch tall drag slick or street tire, because that's what I run on the GTS, and I'm probably just going to replicate that. I could go to a 33, but we'll see. Then I know that I'm going to need to run somewhere around a 457 gear. And that really is, for me, the place to start building a true car that you're going to race, or a street car that you want to get good ET with, is start with the rear gear ratio and tire size. Now, we've gone through some of that math, so I don't need to share that with you again. That episode is here on the channel somewhere, 430 plus episodes that are here. But if you really, really think about it, once you know what your maximum RPM is going to be, then you can go through the maths and figure out exactly how much horsepower you're going to need to catapult that car that's going to weigh approximately, 3,200 pounds, maybe more. I haven't figured that all out yet. And then you can determine exactly what you need to build for a motor to make that happen. So if I need, for example, and I'm just pulling numbers out of my left earlobe because I don't know, I haven't done the math yet, just based on more experience and intuition than anything at this ripe old age in my life. Anywho, if I want to go through the traps at 7,000 RPM and I want to be doing that at, let's say, 10.99 seconds, then I'm probably going to need about 7 to 800 horsepower to make that happen. And so you can kind of see, and I'm talking real horsepower here, not like bench racing imaginary horsepower. You can kind of see how it works. And so, yes, you can build your motor and you can do your transmission and then you can do your rear end, but in many ways, I personally think that's kind of backwards. I think you start where the rubber meets the road and work your way forward. What are your thoughts? How do you approach it? Have you even thought about it? I know some of you guys on the channel here definitely build race cars, and I know you have a philosophy and an approach, and I'd love to hear that, so drop that down there in the comments if you would. And for those of you who haven't done this, I'm still curious to hear what you would think as well. So that's our subject today for Talk About It Tuesday, starting your build where the rubber meets the road. All right, that'll do it for this one. We're over on the Face thing. Instagram loves us, buys us cookies. And of course, we're here on YouTube. So like, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. Make comments, go to the community tab, discussion, participate. Got all that stuff. But I really would appreciate it if you would share the videos with people that you know and ask them to subscribe to the channel. I know that some people will even share with family members who aren't necessarily interested in the channel, but they'll go ahead and subscribe, and lo and behold, they actually do end up watching too sometimes. There's always something to learn and there's always something to share, and the more the channel grows, the more resources I'm going to have to do what I do. So that's going to do it for this one. We'll catch you on the next one. Oh, and...